Alright, class. I'll be talking about the incident that happened in Waco, Texas, and specifically David Koresh and the Branch Davidians. So David Koresh grew up originally named Vernon Wayne Howell. He changed his name on May 15th, 1990. He became the leader of the Branch Davidian religious sect, where he believed himself to be the final prophet. He was quite adamant about who he was and what he knew, and a lot of people followed him because he was a very confident individual. So, the Waco incident woke the world up to what could possibly happen when hostage negotiations, what they figured were hostage negotiations, go wrong. So, on February 28th, 1993, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, or ATF, raided Mount Carmel. The raid resulted in the deaths of 4 agent and 6 Davidians. Actually, it resulted in the death of 77, or over 70, excuse me, people. The standoff continued. Like the first day, Koresh was seriously injured by a gunshot wound, which delayed negotiations. He was trying to finish some work. He also wanted to get the word out about, about God, about what he thought, and he wanted all this done before he surrendered. So, federal negotiators treated the situation as a hostage crisis, despite a 2-hour videotape sent out by the Davidians, in which the adults and older children, or the teens, appeared to explain clearly and confidently why they chose, of their own free will, to remain with Koresh. Now, if you have Netflix and you've actually watched, I guess you could say it's a documentary / movie about this. It seemed like it was just a bunch of people who believed in what he said, wanted to be left alone. They were living off the grid. The problem is that they made a lot of their money to finance their way of life through arms sales. And so local law enforcement got word of this, and it just escalated from there. So the entire incident lasted 51 days, and it ended April 19th when the U.S. Attorney General, who was Janet Reno at the time, approved recommendations by FBI officials to proceed with a final assault. So there was a negotiator there, I can't remember his name, who was trying to de-escalate the situation, and then one of the head ATF commanders wanted to just go in there guns blazing. I mean, they literally had a tank on the compound, and they were running over cars and everything. They also did a lot of psychological operations through sound, music, through large loudspeakers and everything like that. They were trying to intimidate these people, and there were families on this compound. They were to be removed by force from the building. And of course, of the assault, the church or the building caught fire. So, after all was said and done, they were barricading the building. 76 Branch Davidians, including Koresh, did not survive the fire. 17 of these victims were children under the age of 17. Those who died were unable or unwilling to flee, and that Steve Scheider, Koresh's right-hand man, probably shot Koresh and committed suicide with the same gun. Now, in the movie on Netflix, Steve was trying to tell Koresh, look, it's going to be better off if we just surrender, go out there. They're not going to hurt us. But Koresh wanted to get the word out about his belief in God, and no one knows what really caused the fire, but there was an investigation which ended in 2000 as to what they think it was, and they believe that the government threw fire-causing smoke grenades in there, and that's what really caused the place to start on fire. So, the autopsy records indicate that at least 20 Branch Davidians were shot, including 5 children, and that the adults who died of gunshot wounds shot themselves after shooting the children. So, the lessons learned from this, and this totally mirrors what you see in the Netflix movie. They were overly confident planning involving an unknown threat. What they perceived as a threat. The government, the ATF, the FBI, Janet Reno. They came ill-prepared to what the Branch Davidians had in their arsenal or weapons in general. I mean, remember, they were financing their way of life through arms sales at legal gun shows. They also had no sniper teams, the lack of quality intelligence before the raid. They had, like, again, go back to the amount of weapons and ammo that the Branch Davidians had. They had assault rifles. They had, I think, over 12 million rounds of ammo. There were limited medical resources on the ground. The agents were definitely outgunned, besides the fact that there was a tank, and there was no contingency plan. Thank you.